Kundala Kesi, the woman who used wisdom to save herself. Woman of the Buddha's era, Episode 4. Part 1. The girl on the 7th floor in the great city of Rajagaha, capital of the Magadha kingdom, seat of kings, there lived a wealthy merchant, whose only daughter was known throughout the city for her rare and striking beauty. Her name was Bhadda. Because she was beautiful, and because beauty in a young woman draws both good and danger's attention. Her father kept her sheltered on the 7th floor of their mansion. She had attendants, fine clothes, every comfort she could name, and almost no knowledge of the world beyond her windows. She was 16, perhaps 17, when she first looked down at something she had never seen before. Part 2. The Thief at the Window. It was late afternoon. Bhadda stood at the window, catching the breeze, when she heard the crowd noise in the street below, shouts and jeers, and the sound of something being driven forward. She looked down. A young man was being led through the street, with his hands bound behind his back. Guards were striking him with rods, 4 strokes again and again, driving him toward the execution ground. He was a thief, a criminal, a man condemned to die. Bhadda looked at his face. Something in her, sudden, irrational, complete, said, "I want him. I cannot let him die." She turned from the window, went to her room, closed the door, and lay down without eating. By evening, her mother found her in tears. She would not speak. She would not eat. Her mother coaxed and pleaded. Her father came. They tried kindness, then firmness, then fear. Bhadda said only one thing: "If that man dies, I will die too. I will not eat until he is brought here safely." parents pleaded with her to see reason. There were good men in Rajagaha, men of family, men of character, men worthy of her name. Why this one? Why a criminal? But Bhadda would not move. In the end, her father went out into the city and paid 1,000 gold coins to have the condemned man released. A substitute was found. The record was closed. The thief, whose name the texts do not preserve, came to live in the merchant's house as Bhadda's husband. Part 3, The Mountain of the Thieves. For a few days they were happy. Or at least Bhadda was happy, attending to her husband with her own hands, dressing in her finest jewelry to please him, cooking for him, caring for him as though he were something precious she had rescued from the edge of a cliff. He was not happy, he was thinking. A few days in, he lay down and turned his face to the wall. "What's wrong?" Bhadda asked. "Nothing," he said. "Did I do something wrong?" "No." "Your parents? Something in the house?" "No." She pressed him until he finally spoke, slowly as though the words cost him something. He said, on the day he was captured, when the guards drove him past the mountain known as Robber's Cliff, he had made a silent vow to the deity of that mountain. "If I survive this, I will make a great offering at your shrine." Now he had survived, but the offering had not been made. This was why his spirit was heavy. "Is that all?" Bhadda said. Her face opened with relief. "Tell me what we need, I will arrange everything." The next morning she prepared the offering materials. Sweet rice, cooked thick, popped grain and flowers, incense and sacred water. She adorned herself in all her jewelry, every bracelet, every necklace, every ring, as she always did when they went out together. She hired a carriage, invited family, and set out for the mountain. But when they were halfway there, the thief asked the family to turn back. He wanted the last part of the journey to be private. Just the two of them, carrying the offering themselves. They arrived at Robber's Cliff. Bhadda looked up at the sheer rock face and the long drop below. She asked her husband to begin the ceremony. He did not move. She asked again, and a third time. He turned to her. "I did not bring you here to make an offering," he said. "I brought you here to kill you. I want your jewelry, and you cannot go back and tell anyone. so you will not go back at all. Part 4. The woman who thought faster than fear. Bhadda stood at the edge of Robber's Cliff, with her hands full of flowers and her husband standing between her and the path down. She looked at him. She looked at the drop. She looked at the jewelry on her arms and throat. She said, "All of this, my body, my jewelry, it has always been yours. You never had to ask if you want the jewelry. Take it, I will remove it, but spare my life." "I cannot," he said. "If I let you walk away, you go straight to your parents, and by morning, the king's men come for me. Do you think I am a fool?" She saw that reasoning would not work. She saw that pleading would not work. She had one thing left: time, and the few seconds that time could be stretched into. She said to him calmly, "Then let me do one last thing. Let me walk around you 3 times. The old gesture of honoring someone you love. And let me look at your face one last time. After that, take the jewelry and do what you must." He agreed. He was standing at the edge of the cliff, with his back to the drop below, watching her circle him. Once, twice. On the 3rd pass, Bhadda stepped forward and pushed him with both hands. He fell. The deity of the mountain, who had watched everything, cried out from the air above, "A man is not always the wise one in the room. A woman who thinks clearly in a moment of danger is every bit as worthy of the title as any sage." Part 5. The wanderer who could not go home. Bhadda stood alone on the mountain. She looked at her jewelry. She looked at the empty path. She thought about walking home. And then she thought about what would happen when she arrived at the gate and her parents asked where her husband was. "If I tell the truth, no one will believe me. They will say, 'You paid 1,000 gold coins for him. You dressed him in good clothes. You fed him. And then you pushed him off a mountain?' They will call me a murderer. They will call me a liar. They will never see me again as anything but that." She stood there a long time. Then she reached up and took off her jewelry, piece by piece, bracelets, necklaces, rings, and set it down on the stone. She said to herself, "These ornaments are the root of all this trouble. They have no value in themselves. People only believe they do, and they cause far more harm than good." She left everything on the rock. She walked into the forest. Part 6. The 1,000 questions, and one she could not answer. The wandering community of ascetics she found received her without hesitation. They gave her their robe and their practice. When her hair grew back in tight curls, Kundala, meaning ringlets, they gave her a new name, Kundala Kesi, curly hair. The community offered 2 paths of study: deep meditation, developing the mind's stillness, or the mastery of formal debate known as the 1,000 questions. A comprehensive system of argument and counter-argument, trained until a student could defend or demolish any position from any angle. Kundala Kesi chose the 1,000 questions. She learned faster than anyone they had seen before. Her teacher said to her, "You have completed the entire system. Now go out into the land. Challenge every debater you can find. If a householder defeats you in argument, become his servant. If a monk defeats you in argument, take ordination in his community. But I do not think you will be defeated." He gave her a branch of the rose apple tree as her symbol, the mark of a challenger. From that day, the people called her Jamba Paribajika, the rose apple wanderer. She walked the length and breadth of the land at each town she arrived at. She pressed her rose apple branch into a mound of earth at the village gate and walked inside. "Anyone who will debate me, come break my branch." No one came town after town. The branch stood. She walked away still undefeated and replaced the branch with a fresh one until she came to Savatthi. Part 7. Sariputta breaks the branch in Savatthi that morning. The elder Sariputta, the chief disciple, called the general of the Dharma, had gone into the city for his alms round. On his way back out, he passed the village gate and saw a branch stuck in a mound of earth and a crowd of children standing around it, as if they were waiting for something. He asked, the children explained. "She will come back this afternoon," one of them said. "And if no one breaks her branch, she will challenge the whole city and walk away." Sariputta considered the branch. "Break it," he said. The children looked at each other. "We're afraid," one said. "Nobody in the whole country has been able to answer her." "I will take responsibility," said Sariputta. "Break it. I will answer the questions." When Kundala Kesi came out and found her branch in pieces, she turned on the children angrily, and Sariputta stepped forward. "I gave them the instructions, sister. I will be your opponent." She looked at him. "You want to debate me? If you are willing, very well, come to Jetavana this afternoon. I will come to you." The question that ended a career by afternoon, news of the debate had spread through Savatthi. Two masters, the wandering woman from Rajagaha, who had never been defeated, and the elder Sariputta, who had mastered the entire system of the wanderers before abandoning it for the Buddha's path, were to meet at Jetavana. The city came out to watch. Kundala Kesi asked every question she had. Sariputta answered every one without pausing. When she had finished, she sat quietly, slightly bowed. "Is that all you have, sister?" "That is all." "Then may I ask one?" "Yes," Sariputta said. "Simple question. What is called one?" Kundala Kesi sat with the question. She turned it over. She had 1,000 answers for 1,000 things. This question, so bare, so simple, had no surface to grip. "I do not know," she said. "Please tell me." "The truth of the Buddha," said Sariputta. "That which is single, complete, undivided. That is what is called one. But I cannot teach it to you here. If you wish to know it, you must ordain." Kundala Kesi looked at him. "Then I will ordain," she said. Part 9.
fastest liberation on record. Sariputta arranged for her ordination. With the community of nuns, she received the full precepts. She put on the robe. The texts say that within only a few days, the Therigatha commentary records it as among the fastest awakenings in the history of the order. Kundala Kesi attained full liberation, not merely stream entry, not merely the second or third stage, but the complete arahantship, the end of all that binds. Together with the 4 analytical knowledges, mastery of the Dhamma in its full depth, mastery of its meaning, mastery of language, and mastery of intuitive response. The woman who had spent her life asking questions had found the one answer that contained all others. Part 10. The teaching on true victory. When the monks gathered that evening and spoke about what had happened, some expressed wonder. She barely heard the Dhamma at all. Just one question, one answer. And she reached the summit. After a great war with a thief and half a lifetime of wandering, the teacher came and heard them. He said, "Do not measure the Dhamma by length. 100 useless phrases are worth nothing. A single word that brings stillness, that is worth more. And do not call it victory. What she did on the mountain, pushing the thief down, that was a battle between 2 people. The victory that counts is the battle within, the conquest of the forces that push us toward harm, toward self-deception, toward choosing what we know to be wrong. The person who defeats 1,000,000 soldiers in the field is still conquered by a moment of anger. The person who defeats the anger, that person is the true warrior." He spoke the verse. Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. Better than conquering 1,000,000 men in battle is the conquest of oneself. Epilogue on the intelligence that moves under pressure. Kundala Kesi's story is, from beginning to end, a story about intelligence and what intelligence does under pressure of different kinds. The first pressure was desire. At 16, on the 7th floor, she looked out a window and made a choice that overturned every plan her family had made and placed her life in the hands of a stranger. That was intelligence in service of feeling. Useful for getting what she wanted, catastrophic for what came next. The second pressure was danger. At the top of Robbers' cliff, with a man between her and the only path down, she had 3 or 4 seconds to find the one approach that would work. She did not panic, she did not argue. She found the single thing he would agree to. A ritual gesture, an old custom, a few steps around him. And she used it. That was intelligence in service of survival. The third pressure was truth. Standing alone on the rock with her jewelry at her feet, she made a decision that was not about survival at all. It was about honesty. She could not go home. Not because the path was blocked, but because going home would mean living inside a story that she no longer believed. She chose instead to let go of everything, the jewelry, the family, the identity, and start from nothing. That choice, more than any of the others, was the one that led her here. The wandering, the debate, the 1,000 questions. These were not detours. They were the path that a mind like hers had to walk before it could arrive. At the place where one simple question, stopped it completely. What is called one? She had answers for everything except that. And not knowing, saying so plainly, without pride, without embarrassment, was the beginning of the end of her wandering. Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. Better than conquering 1,000,000 men in battle is the conquest of oneself. Dhammapada, verses 123.